Okay, so today we are learning about circles in the coordinate plane. So again, a little bit more graphing. First thing we need to know about, and this you should probably highlight, circle, something like that, is the equation of a circle with center HK. The radius r is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So if we're given the circle on the coordinate plane, the radius goes from the center, which is h comma k. We're not calling it xy because that's just confusing with already having xy's there. But just know h it goes with the x and y goes with the k. And from the center to the circle itself, that gives us the radius. How many times do I multiply the radius to get a diameter of a circle? Who remembers? Not 3. Diameter. Do you know it? No. It is a number. Yeah, 2. Yeah. If I multiply 2 times the radius, you get the diameter. Okay. So this is, again, circle equation. This is what we are trying to get to for the next few days, to be honest. All right. So in this case, it says, what is the radius and center of the circle with the equation x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 25? Now, a couple things we need to be aware of. First off, these both have negatives. Okay, that means when h and k get substituted into the equation, that's positive. So you got to think opposites here. And the other thing is this radius is squared, which means we need to take the square root to find the radius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify this. This is a 2. This is a 3. Since they're both negative, my center is going to be 2, 3. And the radius is going to be the square root of whatever this equals. In this case, 25. What's the square root of 25? 5. So we have everything. The center is 2, 3. The radius is 5. I want you guys to try the next 2 on your own. Be careful with the second one because there's a plus there. So if it's plus, that means what are you going to have here with this negative? Or with this 3, I mean. It's going to be a negative 3 instead. Yep. All right, let's see. Someone tell me what is the center of this one. And the center should always be represented as a point. Who can tell me? Good. 4, 6. Very good. And what is the radius? Who can tell me the radius? Good. 4. Nice job. All right, second one. Center is what? Good. Very good. 2, negative 3. And what is the radius? Roden, since I missed you, what's the radius going to be? 2. Perfect. All right, so we're identifying well. Any questions on the identification part? Okay, let's flip it over to the back side. What is the equation for circle A? All right, so it says the notation for circle A means a circle with center at point A. So here is point A. So anytime we name a circle, okay, it is always a circle with that center, and then you put the capital letter next to it for that point at the center. Okay? So in this case, it says find the radius r. All right, well, if we look from here to here, we're going to have to probably use what here to find that radius? It's a length, so we're going to use what formula? Distance formula. Yep. So in this case, again, if I just choose which is 0.2, which is 0.1, I'm going to state that this will be 0.2, this will be 0.1. So my radius is going to equal the square root of -1 minus 1 squared plus 2 minus 5 squared. Now, again, I'm going to ask this question. Does it matter which one I define as 0.1 or 0.2? No, just don't flip-flop them, just like with slope. Don't flip-flop them. Make it easy on yourself, okay? All right, so this is going to be the square root of, looks like, -2 squared plus -3 squared. That leaves me with 4 plus 9, and 4 plus 9 ends up being the square root of 13. So we found the radius as the square root of 13. Okay? Just going to mark that as my R, and I'm just going to kind of circle it. All right, so we found the radius. Any questions on how I found that radius? All right, let's take a look at step 2. Hi. Yes. Sure. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. All right, so step 2. Use the radius and center to find the equation. So the center is given to us, it's -1, 2. So when I write this in, this is going to be x minus a -2 quantity squared plus y minus, let's see, it looks like we got a +2 there, 2 squared equals, now I'm taking the square root of 13 squared, which means I'm just going to be left with what here? I'll write that down here. We'll do this. All right, so now I just simplify. So this becomes positive. A square root and a square are inverses of each other. Yes. I can't hear you. What? It's minus a -2. Sorry, kind of dragged. Let me see if I can make that a little better for you guys. There we go. Is that better? Is there something wrong over there? Are we okay, ladies? Okay. All right, so in this case, when I simplify this, this will be x plus 2 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, now these are inverses of each other. So if I take the square root of 13 squared, that just leaves me with 13. Do we want to see another one? One more? Or do you guys want to try it on your own? Show of hands. Who wants to see one more? All right, give these 2 a shot. And I'm going to call 2 people up. Show of hands, who's still working on these two? Okay. I'll give it a few more minutes. Are there any questions so far that I can address? Devin? Yeah. In a few minutes, not right now. I figure we get through the lesson first, then we'll, divide the pudding up. Devin, come here.
What happened? Bad things, good things? And just stay away from those negative, and I don't want you guys to do that. But you're doing fairly well so far. I want to keep that momentum going. Okay? So let's stay awake and get the legs down. Sounds good? Thank you.
All right, who's got the first one? Show of hands. What would you rather have? Go up to the board and show me how smart you are, or do you guys just want like a big reveal? I don't care. Big reveal? Okay. Let's see how we did. So in this case, the center is 3, 0. The radius was square root of 8. And therefore the equation would be x minus 3 squared plus y squared equals 8. If you did y minus 0, it's fine. It means the same thing. Questions on this one before I move on. How do we do on the radius part with the distance formula? Pretty good? Okay. Are we understanding the distance formula? Because there's a lot of distance formula on this next test. That's why I'm asking. Okay. All right. For the second one, we have the center as -3, -1. Let me just get a different color for that one. There you go. We have a radius, in this case, of the square root of 10, which makes the equation x plus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 10. Questions on this one? Is there anything I can address? Yeah. Radius is the distance formula again. So the radius in this case is going to be, they gave me this point and this point. This point, now that point's the center, so I have that right here. This point I have as -4, -4. So when I apply the distance formula for the radius, again, I have like 0.1 and 0.2, right? So let's see, I'm going to choose, this is 0.2, and then this point right here will be 0.1. So I'm going to have -4 minus a -3 for my x's plus -4 minus a -1 for the y's. So I used this and this to get this, and then this and this to get this. After that, you need to simplify. These become positive. So this is going to be, looks like we're a little bit out of space. But I'm going to have -1 quantity squared plus, this will be -3 quantity squared. This gives you 9 and 1, which gives you 10. Does that make sense? Any other questions? Is there anything I can address on this before we move on? So I did bring pudding today for you guys as a little Valentine's Day treat. I can open another box, but you're welcome. Unfortunately, like Walmart kind of messed up and didn't give me my complete order, so you're only allowed one. If you want it. If it's gluten-free, peanut-free, tree nut-free, all that stuff, okay? The only thing I ask is that when you are done eating it, just throw away your stuff, okay? All right. I'll open up another box in a minute, but you guys can grab what's there. Those of you watching at home, have a great day.